Right, I'd like to show you how to coat the side of the cake. So I've got some royal icing here I've just made, and I'm going to add some glycerine to it. So to a bowl like this, about a teaspoon of glycerine, and it needs to be approximately. And if you remember, the reason we add glycerine is so that the royal icing doesn't dry very, very hard like concrete. It's so that it improves cutting skills. And just mix those in. So that's ready. Under a damp cloth, so it doesn't skin over. What I do need to do now is just smooth the cake. So taking off any lumps off the cake. Now usually what I do is I feel it more than see it. So I'll just run my hand over on the top, around the side, just to check I've got no royal icing sticking up. If I have got royal icing that's proud of that coating, when I take my scrape around, it will catch on it and I'll have a line. So that seems pretty fine. So I'm using a small palette knife. Always got a damp cloth. Take a small amount of royal icing and place it on. Now your coating on this one, so I've already coated my cake all over in one go. Now this is my final coat, and I'm doing the sides, leaving it to dry, and then doing the top and the board. So I'm paddling. If you remember, you paddle to get rid of the air bubbles, and also so it's nice and smooth and straight. This layer can be a lot thinner than the first layer, and we're aiming to get rid of all the air bubbles, so no air bubbles visible. So I'm working around the cake, paddling around. Now the reason I'm doing just the sides this time and not all over is because I want to make a neater job, and I want that sharp edge. It is possible to do an all-in-one for a second coat if you're in a rush, but because I want that cake to look a lot nicer, a lot neater, then I'm just doing the sides. So you can see, paddling, making sure that paddling is nice and straight, and hopefully you can see that. If I hold my palette knife out at the bottom, it will come out and thin at the top, or the other way around. I really need to get that straight, and the way to do that is reaching over your cake. Covering that royal icing up, and I'm not using it. I've got a scraper. Now I think it'd be better if I work the other side of the table so you can see how I'm holding it. I'm right-handed, so I hold the scraper in my right hand, and I need to see that. So my eyes are looking up this section, not this part here, because I'm going to check as I go around that that is nice and neat. And I can adjust my scraper slightly if it's I'm not quite holding it right. So the first time you go around and to straighten it up. Just going to change the position a little. Always clean your scraper. Never go back to your cake with a dirty scraper. So you can see there I've taken off any royal icing I don't need. Now all good. I'm going to try and get that desired effect. But I might need to do 20-30 times before I do it. So you hold your scraper straight, and my hand is right round there, so I can take the cake round in one go without stopping. If I go like this and stop each time, I'll have lines all the way up and down the cake. Right the way around and off. So I'll just have a look at that. The odd air bubble you can cover up, so I've got an air bubble there which I can cover up, I can fill in. with the scraper. This is a little bit different to the first coat. A clean palette knife. You need to scrape in. So it's no good going around because that royal icing will fall down. So I've got to go straight in. And you can see I'm doing this opposite side of the cake to what I'm standing in. Each time, you can see what I'm doing, I'm cleaning my palette knife. I don't want to spoil that side again. I think a lot of helps is if you're confident when you're coating, and you've just got to be aware of keeping that scraper nice and straight. What I now need to do is just run my palette knife around that board so that I don't have any royal icing to take off when it's dry. There we go. And that's the final coat on my side of the cake. Next one, I'll put the top and the board. Okay, thank you.